So this week, carrying on looking at the Toys and Games of Worcester project that I'm doing, a commission piece that I'm making at the moment, and there's a few bits that I'm going to be focusing on, which you can see the beginnings of here. One of the things that I needed to do was the name across the top there, Toys and Games of Worcester. So to create this, I printed out the actual logo off a picture of the shop, and then I cut the pieces up and on sticky label paper and stuck them to plastic. I then cut out around the pieces and then peeled the labels off to then spray it yellow, and in turn peeled them off and positioned them onto the model. Now I've been working on the door as well, trying to get that to look effective. The number 47 had to do a massive decal to stick onto the frame of the door, or the actual door panel, so that kind of is how I've made that work. Also the big downpipe that goes down the front of the building, I've started to build that up, and that fits quite neatly there. There's also like a drainage sort of box just off the gutter at the top, which feeds down the wall. We'll prime that up and spray it black and weather it. Now this is the beginnings of the shop window interior. These are like the shelf units that I can see through one of the reference pictures, and they are yellow, so they will need priming and spraying, but so far I've just made them up out of plastic card, and yeah, they're going to hold some toys which we'll be making soon. The insert as well for the shop I've started to make, which will be really simple because you'll only be able to see in so far, but yeah, that's just plastic card that I've cut to shape and things, and then there's a like sticker to go on the back there of the back of the shop basically. Now this is the bit that the structure that I've been making, and yeah, you can see there's an access panel at the back which you can get into. There's the before and after made out of all clear acrylic. Pop some screws in for the access panel just to help kind of get in there and put the lighting in. I've also got the switch hole and the battery hole as well on the side, so I've cut those out and put those ready, so that's when I will be done with the electrics are ready to go in and things, so that's really exciting. Here's the printout that I've done of all the sets and things. There's Lego sets, there's Hornby train sets, there's Airfix kits, there's puzzles and things like that, all sorts of things you can think of. That's all onto sticky label paper, but to do that I'm make them into the actual boxes and things that they are going to be. I needed to obviously cut them out very carefully, making sure to get as close as I can initially with the scissors so I don't have too much white showing. I'm just going to cut out these two rows for now just to kind of work with and show you how I make them. So you can see there's a strip, that's kind of what they start out looking like. And then using a piece of plastic card, it's quite thick, I'm going to cut that down to the size of the box and then place that in behind. So get my Stanley knife and start to cut them out. Be really careful to get right in that corner. I don't want any white showing, because if you get any white on them, then you know it can make them look untidy, you know, so get as close as you can. And it's just a case of peeling out the sticker. Like what I do with this is I'll like line it up and make sure that I've got the sizing correct for the box that I'm going to be using or making, so I can then measure them all out, you see, on the plastic card, and by doing this like this, then it means that they're all even, you know, they're all the same size, they're all gonna fit accordingly. You just snap it off and then just keep scoring so that you can snap those lines too, and it makes it really, really simple then. Obviously on a thicker piece of plastic card I want to do more score lines, but that makes it easy to snap. And again, I just stick the knife underneath the corner of the image, the sticker, and then I can just peel off the sticker from the back in. Now this is the sort of fiddly bit really, is lining the insert onto the back of the sticky label, and I could just about get that right if I line it up with the corner, and then it all sort of falls into place. Then the last thing to do is just fold up those corners, those edges, to sort of create the size of the box. Now I haven't done one for the base because these are going to be stood upright, so you're never going to see the base. So I've only done the sides and the top, folded them over, and then it's just a case really of going through and doing the rest. It's got exactly the same process for each one, and in the end you find that you've actually got quite a few good looking little Lego sets, or what have you. You know, you can make anything, you can make all sorts of things in this way. And I do this with other things as well that aren't like items or you know, anything replicating all that. Like I will wrap it in paper if I feel that will be neater, which is what I did with Poppins restaurant recently when I did the concrete above the restaurant. That was all done with wrapping sticky label paper around, and you know, neatening up those edges, because it's not always easy to sand and get a perfect edge. Yeah, so have a quick cup of coffee and refuel yourself, and then you can sort of start popping them into place and testing to make sure that they all fit and that they all look really, really nice and tidy. This is the bit I love though, is dressing the shelving like this, because it just, you know, when you get that element of realism, it really, really is fantastic. You know, the fact that you can create something that's so small, but yeah, it looks pretty damn real, you know. So and there we have it. There's the small Lego sets that I've put together, and they look realistic. You know, it's when they're going to be in that shop window, they will look fantastic. I think there's a bit of a close-up on the shelves as well. It just, I don't know, it just works. All they are is printouts and stuck on. I did do the Flying Scotsman train set as well, which I thought was quite a nice little one to do. And then you can see there's all the others that I've done as well, which I think are going to look fantastic.